weather. The weather is something that most British people do on a daily basis. They talk about the weather. When you're stuck for conversation, we talk about the weather. When no one's talking and we want to break the silence, we talk about the weather. When we've got nothing better to talk about, we talk about the weather. When we're talking on the phone, we talk about the weather. But what is the point of the weather being on the TV after the news? Now, my dad, he watches the news on 3 different channels. He watches it on BBC, then he'll flick over to ITV to watch that version of the weather, and then he'll watch it on Channel 4. What is the point? Seriously, one of them says it's going to be sunny. It isn't. The other one says it's going to be windy. It isn't. The other one out of 3 isn't bad. The other one's correct. It says it's raining. It always is. But the people on the weather, they always tell us stuff that we don't know about. Like the wind pressure. What is the wind pressure? No one knows what the wind pressure is. And they also tell us the miles an hour of the wind. Why do I care? I'm not power gliding to Tesco's. I'm taking the car. I don't care. What is the wind pressure? What is it? Why do we need to know it? What we need to know is if it's raining or if it's snowing, windy, you know, sunny. Well, we know that's not going to happen. But in the last few years, they've brought in this new thing, naming storms. Last week we had Storm Doris. And in Storm Doris, our greenhouse at school got smashed. And a glass pane come off, shattered, and cut this boy's face. That is the cool version of the weather. But the weathermen, they always get things wrong. They're not trustworthy. They'll say, tomorrow it's going to be sunny. We know it's not going to be sunny. Tomorrow it's going to be raining. Like I say, they get that bit right. But in many respects, I also feel sorry for the weather. Because we all know that middle-aged people do not understand technology. And we know that because they blame every single thing on the weather. Now, if your parents don't do this, are they even your parents? You must have had at some point your internet has a bit of a blip in the evenings. You're trying to watch The Office on Netflix and you're trying to get that circle going around. You'll say the internet's broken. Or you'll say, oh no, you know, it's just buffering. Mum will say, oh, it must be the weather. Why? What's the weather got to do with it? If you got a bad signal on your phone, Mum will say, it's the weather. To be fair though, my dad's a bit odd like that. When he didn't have a signal on his phone, this is a true story, this is a true story. When my dad did not have a signal on his phone, he said, is it because the oven is on? No, it is not because the oven is on. It is not because of the weather. It's because you're with Vodafone, and Vodafone are shit. But anyway, back to the weather. Everything is the weather's fault. One thing is not the weather's fault. That's if your mum leaves washing out on the line and it starts raining. Guess whose fault that is? Nope, not the weather. It's my fault, apparently. If you don't want to watch the weather, or look at the wind pressure on Google, or download any sort of weather app, I have got you covered. 2 things. 1. Wake up in the morning, look out your window. If you can't see, you've woken up too early. If it's bright and sunny, it's going to be a nice day. If it's cloudy, it's overcast, it might rain. Trick 2. If you're going out, plug or pin a leaf onto the washing line. When you come back, look at it, analyse it, feel it. If it's hot and warm and dry, it's been sunny. If it's wet, it's been raining. And if there isn't a leaf there anymore, it's been windy. Who needs the weather? Who needs the wind pressure? Just buy a leaf. Not a Nissan Leaf, they're shit.